Hello all. Thank you for joining in today on Friday evening for this our session on networking. Uh, we have our guest speaker Sana Bakai on joining in from India, and who would be our guest speaker for this tonight this session. And I hope this becomes more interactive. We are some participants. If anybody wants to ask questions, you can always ask questions on this platform. But I would like to just now give a brief introduction about our chapter. ICAI Lux chapter. We are 3 years old chapter, almost 120 plus members, chartered accountants in Luxembourg. Most of them are in private jobs in big fours or private companies like Amazon, ArcelorMittal. So we are a vibrant community here, including professionals apart from chartered accountants. And we thought to have this session on networking because, as we know, Luxembourg is all about networking. Like first person knows the second, second knows the third, and the third and first are the best friends. So we thought like this could be a good session to understand that how we can pass on this skills, soft skills, to our members and to the community as a whole. So once again, thank you for joining in this session. And if anybody has questions on this, then they can post it on a chat, or we can have this a Q&A at the end of the for after Sana has completed her presentation. So said that, I will give the floor to Sana for her presentation. But before that, I just wanted to introduce her as she has been a practicing chartered accountant and also one of the like repeated speakers on soft skills into the CA Institute and network. And she has done many sessions as such, and then she has been kind enough to do a session for us for our Luxembourg chapter. So said that, Sana, thank you very much for joining in. I know it's late in the night in India, but we are really looking forward to hear you out, what you have to share on from your experiences that could be beneficial for us and our members. Thank you. I give it to you, Sana. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anjani, for the brief introduction of the chapter and people at the Luxembourg. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in today. I welcome you all for today's session on networking formula success, wherein I put it into 4 parts: lead, listen, talk, and connect. Let's understand this formula and apply it to ensure that we get best out of it. In this session, I request all of you to be very active throughout, participate in the discussion. This is all for you. We know the soft skills to the extent I'm presenting. So it's all for all the audience here with me. So I'll be talking on the 4 different aspects. As I said, lead, that is to take the initiative; listen, uncover the hidden gem; talk, share your value, not just your resume; connect, build bridges, not the walls. So that's gonna be the session outline. And towards the end, I'll be taking all the question and answers if you have any. In between, you can always post the questions in the chat box or the Q&A box. And I'll take it up at the end of each section. So while we talk about the network, are you tired of collecting the business cards but not making connections? That is what happened with us when we go to the events, different events. But let me tell you one thing, networking is not about collecting the cards. It's all about connecting the hearts. That is where the essence of the networking lies, how we exchange the values. Taking the initiative, that is one of the very, very important part in networking. And when it comes to the leadership, it always takes you to the success. Until you ask for, you won't get it. So if you haven't asked anything, this is for sure that you won't get. If you have any fear in your mind that you might say, somebody to whom you are connected would say no to you. So please go and talk. Ask for it. Don't just assume. Taking the initiative. When I talk about what is your networking goal, first step to take the initiative is to set your own networking goals. Become visible and make the first move. That's all what is important throughout. Setting networking goals, it could be different for different kind of people. Maybe you need to set a goal for getting a new job, to build your own network, to get some advice, to meet new people, just to be social, or to expand your knowledge base. So it all depends on your networking goal, that your way to approach them. Your audience will depend on your own goal. Set it first. I understood that most of the people over here are in job or looking for a job. Please make sure that you should take a lead and get into the networking with the right goal. Until you meet the right people, you won't be able to get into the right network. First, you set your goal, then you can start with the warm calls. I'm not talking about the cold calls. Cold calls means that is where you pick up a random number, call them. No, this is not the case. When I talk about the warm calls, that means the people you already know. They may be your previous colleagues, your classmates during your school or college, or any of your professional qualification. You work together at some point in time, your family, your extended family, your relatives, anyone could be part of, or maybe some of your neighbors. So this could be anyone who you already know. Pick up a phone, or maybe you can drop in a text, connect with them. And just to give you a lead, you can find out these 4-5 categories in which you can think about the people and connect. So first could be, I always get great advice from. Write down the name and connect with them. I love speaking to whomsoever you love to speak on a professional basis. Yes, you can connect with them. Your role model, find out, I'm sure that you must be having their contact details. Whosoever is in touch with you, your role model, get in touch with them. And I wish I could be closer to somebody, connect with them. Someone who is great in professional life is connect. The idea is to start connecting with the people you already know. Revive your connects, tell them, get in touch with them. That's how you will progress in building up your own strong network. So we all know that LinkedIn is one of a very good connect, wherein we connect with people randomly. I suggest not to create a network of the people you don't know at all. And even if you don't know them at all and want to connect with them to improve your network, then just don't connect with super busy people. Don't create the mentors in your network. Connect with your peers. Maybe somebody who is having a little more experience than you, maybe 3-4 years kind of. Connect with them. And while you have connected with your network, be slow. Best advice for building up a strong relationship is to be slow in building up the network, building your reputation, because the network which you are building today is not temporary. It's serves you in a long run in achieving your networking objective. You can't simply meet somebody for the first time and ask for a favor. That appears to be a little rude or a little more mean. Build up your network gradually and then connect with them. Or maybe if you are really in a need and you are in a hurry, get yourself connected through somebody else. Next, bridge the gap. So when I say bridge the gap in building the relationship, in building the network from virtual, maybe you can send somebody a LinkedIn request, a social media connect, you get in touch with, and you keep on chatting with them on the social media platforms. From that, switch it to the calls. If they are comfortable, exchange the numbers, connect with them over a call, or maybe exchange few emails as well. Then you can always request them to come for a video call once you are comfortable connecting with each other over a call. Get into the video call, and then you can always ask for meeting over a coffee or connect with them in person. Maybe you might get themselves connected in a common networking event. So try and bridge that gap from the virtual connections to the in-person connection. Remember one thing, to person you met in any event and created an impact is much more than the chats you are doing on any social media platform. Another advice and the important thing to remember while connecting with the network is add value to your network. What value you are adding to the network? You cannot be selfish in terms of that I need a job, that's why I need to be in touch with the other person. If you are connecting with a prospective employer, showcase them that this is the value which you can serve, you can give to their organization if they get connected. Maybe you can offer them something for on a voluntary basis. If they are struggling on something and you found that, yes, this is something where you can connect, or maybe if it is a startup, you can share some feedback to them through multiple sources. That could be another idea of connecting with the prospective employers, and you can always give a value addition to them. That's how people get connected and then onboarded in the companies. So focus on this. This is one of the very crucial steps to get into it. Not just lead, but be patient, be persistent, and resilient throughout. Your experience during the connection may or may not be that fulfilling. You might not get into and bump into some kind of people where they won't show any interest in connecting. So don't get discouraged. Be consistent in putting the efforts. This is a long-term journey, not a short-term goal. So why is it taking the lead important in networking? I request all to write the correct answer in the chat box. Everyone, please write the correct answer in the chat box. Why is taking the lead important in networking? It allows you to dominate the conversation. It helps in building meaningful connections. It creates a competitive environment. It only necessary for extroverts.
B.
Yes, it helps in building meaningful relationship. That is why taking the lead is important, to be heard, to be remembered. How can you demonstrate taking the lead in a virtual networking setting? Remaining silent and observing, posting unrelated content in the chat, sending private messages to participants, initiating conversation, introducing yourself, and actively participating in the discussion?
So,
So what's the right answer? Of course,
D, guys, D. Okay, so let's go for D.
D, initiating conversations, introducing yourself, then actively participating in the discussion. I can see that despite all of you are here for the networking session, I can see response from just 2-3 people. You are not even making best use of this. Take active participation. I'm sure that all others will definitely be remembering you, and I request everyone to please switch on their cameras so that I can also see you.
So now you could see us in the meeting room, right? Like we are 7 of us now. Now, can you see us?
Yes, I
Okay.
can.
Okay.
Now I can. Yeah. And so your background is blur. If you can
Okay. So hold on.
clear
Let
it,
me.
so change the virtual background, I'll be able to see everyone clearly.
Okay. Your settings.
Yes.
1 second. I'll just background and effects. None. How about now? You know. So.
Yeah. Fantastic. Hi, everyone. So this is all clear that while we take a lead in connecting with people, it is really important to initiate the conversation, but in the right manner. That is most important thing. So my next topic, which talks about listening. The next section. So when you talk, you are repeating what you already know. But if you listen, you may learn something new, as the Dalai Lama said. While we listen to the other, and that too actively, that is where we learn more and more, and we gain a lot of knowledge throughout. Listen. This is where we lack a lot, because somewhere in our mind, in our thoughts, we are somewhere else, but physically present somewhere else. It always happens that while you are talking to somebody, while you are listening to somebody, you gradually got something strike in your mind, and then your thoughts wander and you think about something else. Maybe your to-do list. You think about, oh my God, that is something which I just forgot, and I remember that is one thing I missed. Oh, this is Friday, and I need to do this on Monday. All right. So next plan, next plan, next plan. That is where we focus. We are not able to focus. There are a lot of different techniques through which we can improve our active focus. So while I say that we have to focus on the list, while you are listening to somebody, focus on the other person. Show the genuine interest in their background and experience while you are networking, because it is really important to know to whom you are interested in network. Practice active listening, maintaining the eye contact, nod, and ask follow-up questions. Maybe summarizing what they have said during the conversation. That is actually some of the points which you can showcase that, yes, you are actively listening to the other person. Seek common grounds while the other person is talking. Identify the shared interest or connections to build the reputation. And that's how you can connect better with the other people. So it's important to listen carefully. Another question for all of you. You are in a conversation, but your mind wanders to your to-do list. Is this considered active listening? So please write the correct answer in the chat box. Yes, you are still present in the conversation. No, active listening requires focused attention. Maybe it depends on how well you multitask.
So
I think it's B.
B, we go for B.
We need focused attention.
So we go
Yes.
for B.
Yeah. So if I say, while you are thinking about anything else except what the person is saying, you are not in the active listening mode. For active listening, you actually require the full focus and attention. Somewhat in the present digital era, while we are distracted with a lot of digital gadgets we have all around, different apps which keep on buzzing while we are on the phone, or maybe the emails, or somebody on the door, lot of distraction. If you see that people normally, this is pretty common, that now people scroll on social media while talking to people or during the meeting. That's how they lack focus and didn't get the crux of the meeting. So that is one of the important things which we actively have to build in our own self. What is the key characteristics of active listening? Interrupting frequently to share your thoughts, focusing on preparing your response, demonstrating empathy and understanding, avoiding eye contact during conversation. I request all of you, please write it in the chat box. Demonstrate empathy and understanding. Absolutely. Focusing on preparing your response is not part of listening. The challenge which all of us actively face is that we listen to people with not with the intent to understand, but with intent to reply. That is, we really need to overcome. If somebody is saying something, empathize with them, adopt and absorb that information before you think about that, what you are going to give it in response. What gonna be your response? Don't prepare your reply in your mind. So that is where focus on different listening, active listening techniques. If you are not able to do that, focus on it. There are a lot of practices which is available, which you can do it yourself. Meditation is one of them. Meditate for some time, focus on it. Definitely you will be able to overcome that. And gradually, once you become conscious, anything for which you become conscious, you are able to overcome that. You know, the today's problem is people don't understand what the problem is. So focus on that. Coming to the next section, talk. Very, very, very important part. Listening and taking a lead is pretty important, but talking is very, very important in any communication or building the network. So while you are talking, ensure that your communication has to be tailor-made. You can't talk to everybody in the same tone, or you can't talk to everyone in the same style. So if you are at home, you know that while you are talking to a kid, your tone changes, your ideas changes. But if you are talking to somebody of your own age, your tone and your style of conversation is very much different. Maybe your friends, your cousins, your relatives, your siblings, different. But while we are talking to the elderly at home, then of course we talk to them with much respect. So while we know that who is our audience to whom we are communicating, we have to adjust the tone and the content based on that context. For example, if you are connecting with your peer for getting into a job, you can be a little informal. You can take that advantage. However, if you are connecting with a HR, a prospective person who can help you in placing for a job, in that case, it is really tough for you to get into it. So be careful while you are communicating with different set of people within your own network. While you are talking, offer the solution and not just the problem. Share valuable insights or expertise relevant to your contacts. You know that this is your expertise area, and that is how you can build in value to your network. That is very, very important. Be authentic and relatable as well. While you are connecting with people, ensure that you are not lying. Ensure that whatever you are sharing is authentic. That is how you build your own trustworthiness. That's how people connect your personality with some traits. That is very, very important to connect at the human level. Do you know that while we are communicating, body language consists of 55% of our personal communication. Tonality consists of 38 and the words only 7%. No doubt, the choice of words is very important. So this happens while we are communicating in person, but while you are writing an email, then of course the value of words changes. Even while you are talking in person, words do have importance. But how it is being conveyed, that is again very, very important. How much conviction you have in your voice, what kind of body language you are having, if it is open body language or you are talking to somebody with a closed body language, that makes a huge difference. Focus on it, how you are communicating with your network or maybe anybody around you. That makes a huge difference. Being in a profession like chartered accountant, we get to interact with a lot of people. Maybe at times we need to connect with the external, internal, as well as the regulators. These are the three categories which I typically talk about. So we have different motive of meeting those people. Even then, we need to take care of our own body language, a closed body language. So if somebody has crossed their hands while talking, it shows a complete disinterest. While you are talking, if you are doing so, it is showing disrespect to the person who is communicating with you. If you keep on shaking your leg, it shows your lack of confidence while you are connecting with the person. So these are small, but very important and relevant aspects which you need to take care. Tone, extremely important. Of course, non-verbal clues are always there. It shows your confidence, your interest, your conviction in your thoughts. Your tone also matters a lot. For example, while you all are sitting here with something to learn, and my tone goes very, very dull. If I started speaking without confidence, without conviction in my own tone, that's what I can communicate through a video call. If I started sounding low, I'm sure you won't carry any value to this session. So if I start, or maybe if I'm not able to communicate properly, maybe into the same language which you understand, then it is having an effect on the communication. Use of the language is very important. If I say, okay, we have to learn this, learning networking, how we can network, we have different social media platforms, soft skills which we need to learn for networking. I'm sure you must have got bored with this kind of tone which I'm using. But that is something very, very important. If you want to build a confidence and be a people magnet, focus on the tone which you are using in your communication. So while you are confident, but don't be overconfident. I'm just sharing one clip from a very, very famous movie. I'm sure. Hi.
पहचाना कल रात को आपके डांसिंग स्कूल में मुलाकात हुई थी मुझसे रिमेंबर
Yes.
आई एम राहुल नाम तो सुना होगा
So, hope you got the voice of this video, which I just played.
Yes, we did.
All right. So if you become confident, it's good. You keep on reminding people that, yes, you get connected sometime back. But being overconfident that's where you end the whole game of networking. Don't be overconfident. Just work on the confidence. Have confidence. Having confidence is the reason to success. Few basic essentials of a great conversation. Active listening, as we already know that I have already covered that aspect previously in the listening section, that pay attention to what the other person is saying, show the genuine interest. Positive body language. Until and unless you are open for the communication, it is of no use. Engaging storytelling. How you are communicating your thoughts to the other person in a manner that is engaging for everyone. I'm sure we all remember the stories, bedtime stories, which we used to listen while we were kids. Why? Because that has some impact. It comes with a lesson. It comes that those stories has some impact. If I need to communicate anything to give an impact on the mind of the listener, we can always learn the way of storytelling. All these conversation methods, whatsoever it is, these are not an innate talent. You can always build up on these skills. It is not necessary that I'm born with that skill. That's why I'm able to do it better. Or you may thought that I have never done that, I may not be able to do that. That's not the case. If you wish to learn anything, you can. It's all skills which can be brushed up more with practice. Asking open-ended question. So if you keep on asking people some question which can be ended with, say, yes, no, or maybe it can be concluded in just one word, won't make any difference. You can't take the communication, you can't take that conversation further. So think about different open-ended questions. So write one open-ended question in the chat box, which you think can help you in navigating the conversation to the next level.
What should be our question, collective question?
So what would be the one Of course, you can have multiple. While you have multiple people sitting in the room, why to just focus on one? Asking open-ended questions. So what would be your question?
Anyone? Anyone? What should be a open-ended question?
How do we continue with these learnings going forward?
Yeah, how do we? No, like, so Sana, you are saying like what should be an open-ended question to the for the networking, right? That's what you meant?
So why you are talking to people?
Yeah.
So what would be one question which comes to your mind, and it has to be open-ended question while you are networking? General conversation starters, or just to take it to the next level.
Tell me about yourself.
You are not in an interview, please.
What are your favorite sports? She says.
Or maybe what ended you up here? Like,
What is your hobby? What are your
What
it
is
cannot be
AI?
what is
Fantastic.
your story? Is that
no.
no?
What, like, what's your name and how you ended up here? Like, for this event or whatever.
What brings you here?
Yeah.
Okay, what
So basically, Ms. Sana, it depends on the events. Like if you're meeting with a person who you're meeting very casually, so you will introduce with your hobbies. But if you are meeting with an intention of a business, you will ask about the business. But if you're meeting with an intention of making a further networking or further relationship, then you will ask about the question like how's the business, how's the market. If you belong to the same industry, different industry, so it depends on the situation basically which you are in that to start that conversation. And
Absolutely.
till what level you are knowing to the person, it also depends on the comfort level of what is the level of like if I see you, like if I see your presentation, you feel more approachable. Whereas if someone else will give a presentation with a covered structure, so definitely will not be that frank. So it also depends on the presentability of that person and how much he is comfortable in starting the conversation. So you will depend your level will depend on that.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It depends on the context. I'm just asking anything which comes to your mind, one open-ended question. You have already shared yours. What inspired you to choose your career path? All right, that's good. Maybe if you met somebody at a job fair, you can ask, what is your long-term career goals? You can talk to people like that. So definitely. So these questions won't end with just yes, no, true or false. This is beyond that. So think about it while you are connecting with people, with the team you are sitting maybe in office or at any other place. So think about such questions where you can start which can work as an icebreaker as well. Finding the common ground while you know each other, you keep on connecting, find the common grounds, identify the shared thoughts, share ideas, hobbies, where you, or the experiences, similar experiences where you can talk to the people. One very important thing, that you won't be able to feel the connection until and unless you are communicating or speaking in the same language. So language is one of the barrier to the communication. Despite that, you may end up having a good body language or maybe a very good presentation, a good tone, full confidence. But say if I started speaking this in some language which is not known to all of you, you might not understand a single word. You won't be interested in listening to me. Why we keep on changing even while watching a movie, we change it to the language we are comfortable with. In India, we know that we still watch English movies in the Hindi dubbed versions because we are more comfortable, that entertains us more. Maybe we understand the English, it doesn't matter. But yes, whatever we are more comfortable with. So it depends. There are few ways and where you can improve your communication. Listening skills, very important to improve. How you can improve, there are multiple ways. First, focus on, of course, while you want to improve your communication skills, these are the areas which you can focus on. The way, of course, is dependent on your own efforts, your own ideas, and your own thoughts. Listening, very important skill which you need to improve on. Non-verbal communication, like body language, like how you are speaking, your face expressions, your hand movements, all are included in this. Even your eye contact, that also matters. Being clear, choice of the right words, being concise. If you keep on saying the same thing in in different thoughts, you started become boring. And for that matter, you can watch any news channel, Hindi news channel, they will tell you one news in 10 different ways. So that is the challenge. Of course, they have to run it 24 hours. They have that issue, but you have a very limited time to communicate. Be concise, be confident, and ensure that while you are connecting with people, have a personal connect, and be patient while you are talking to the other person. It is really, really important to understand that the communication skills has impact not just in building a good network, but otherwise as well. Different ways of communication has different impact. Do you know, people talk about, of late, people started talking about that human skills as an AI and the robots will take our jobs. But still, there are some unique human skills which are in demand, which are not there, which cannot be so far taken over by the AI. Communication skill, listening skill, critical thinking skills, interpersonal skills. These are 4 very important things which employer consider and they seek in the workers, because these are the skills they can't find it in machine. They can't be empathetic. They can't have that critical thinking skills. If you talk about the communication skills, I'm sure you can very easily differentiate between a robotic voice and a human voice. There are a lot of videos which is available, which is done by AI. But if you keep on listening, you are not able to connect with that. Reason that while we are communicating, we are carrying emotions in our tone, which is missing in AI for now. So these are the skills which any employer is looking. We have to build on and focus on these humanly skills to ensure that we remain relevant. Being empathetic with the people, or you can say the emotional intelligence is one of it, which is very, very important. Few skills which are taken over by AI and gradually is taking over by all the computers and all other thing is the memory skills. Google anything, you'll find it there. You just need to know what is the right source. Computer, the tech skills, that is getting so much automated that human intervention has reduced a lot. Quantitative skills or ability to repeat the task. So these tasks has already taken over to an extent by the AI. These are not required that much. However, what is required are the soft skills we need to focus on. Hard skills to an extent can be taken care of by the AI. So now time for the Q&A. How can you overcome communication barrier when talking with others in a networking setting? Avoiding eye contact to appear less intimidating. So just to tell you, eye contact can be intimidating at times if you are actually not looking at the person, but staring. So it's a minor difference between looking and staring, but has a huge impact. Then using jargon to impress others, listening actively and adjusting your communication, interrupting others to assert dominance.
See?
C, actively listening and adjusting your communication. Absolutely right. Why is confident communication important in networking? It helps in dominating the conversation. It showcases arrogance and superiority. It instills trust and credibility. And networking is better done quietly. It instills trust and credibility. Absolutely. Coming to the last leg of the success formula for the networking, connect. Build bridges, not the walls. Bridges and wall, both are made with the same material, but bridge joins people and wall divides. Choose the right one. As rightly said by somebody, this is not my quotation. And so no doubt, words are same. How it has been communicated matters the most. So it's the same material which we are using, the same communication. With few people, we think of getting connected. We get intimidated by a few, but yes. So for networking, no doubt, there are certain events like this one where you can meet in person. That's how you can connect, and more platforms like this. Then online, LinkedIn is there, and other social media accounts are also there. One basic challenge which people faces is that they focus on multiple social media at the same time. In person, we are in person present at any professional forum, therein we connect with the people we understand. And since we all are professional and experienced people, we know how to communicate to an extent. But when it comes to social media handles, it is really tough and to identify that how to communicate more effectively to build your own network. When it comes to LinkedIn, or maybe Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, or any other social media, please let me tell you one thing, that everywhere the audience is different and your persona has to be different on different social media platforms. While you are on a LinkedIn, it has to be a professional one, maybe as an entrepreneur or as a job seeker or to share the knowledge. That is where people keep on discussing, showcase their knowledge, showcase their skill set, showcase their thought leadership. That's what we do on LinkedIn. For example, if I am a startup entrepreneur and I'm dealing in a product which is relevant for the teenagers, maybe I'm selling the headphones, which is more relevant for the teenagers, the gadgets, different gadgets. Teens are more likely to buy my product. In that case, maybe Instagram could be one where my connection with the audience is different. The teenagers, their language, their thoughts, and their connection, the way I'm communicating will be very different than what I'm communicating on LinkedIn. If you create, I have seen a lot of people, what they do is create one content, post it everywhere. It doesn't work that way. Twitter is one account where people, of course, it's really tough to get connected. And while you are on social media, be careful and be open to the criticism. There is nothing like if you started creating the content, you won't receive any criticism. Definitely, There are people, these are the open platforms on LinkedIn. Yes, there are little less people because the algorithm of the LinkedIn works in a way that if I post on anybody's, if I comment on anyone's post, then it is shown to my whole network. So that's why I'm more careful what I'm writing. But on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, people don't know that where I have posted what are my comments. It were earlier, those features were there on Insta and Facebook, but that has gone away with. So while you are creating the content for different platforms, be careful to whom you are connecting with. So another way of connecting people could be, you can say, post something and ask them to check their DM. If there is something which is of the concern and you want to share something personally, because not every comment has to be there in the open platform. So you can decide and choose how well you are building on those connections. Use the online networking platforms carefully. It, no doubt, it builds, but at the same time, it ruins the reputation very quickly. That is one of the reasons lot of companies has the check on the social media accounts of their C-suites. In that case, they keep a check that if they are making any statement on the social media platforms, it might impact their company. The social media audits are typically being designed for and done by those organizations. Some tips and etiquettes for the effective networking. I'm again focusing on and emphasizing on the active listening skills. Gratitude and follow-up. Yes, definitely follow up with people, but don't budge them every now and then. Give value add to your network. Once you start becoming a giver, you will ultimately be the best gainer. Ensure that you give value to your network. Unless you won't give, if you are only a taker, you will always be a loser. Just don't think about your own self. Networking is about everyone in the network. Present yourself, communicate professionally on all the networking settings, be it online or offline. Both are very important. Following up, show them a gratitude really matters a lot, because the moment you step out of the sessions or the events, you tend to lose the focus and it has got distracted. In one session, there are a lot of people who exchange the business cards, but how many of them you actually remember? How many numbers you have saved in your contact book? Introspect yourself. So while building the lasting relationship beyond events, first important is to follow up after event. You can send them a personalized email, or maybe you can connect them over a social media. Sending a personalized email will always be better, because that is where you can thank them. That is where you can tell them that, yes, that's the connection which matters to you. Do it, say, within 48 hours of the time when you met the person for the first time, because post 48 hours, even I should say even within 24 hours, if not 24, but 48 is maximum, then people don't remember you much. Find common grounds, look for the shared interest or the experience, offer value, be genuine and interested, stay in touch by sending the periodical updates or invitation to connect, or maybe where your network feel that, yes, you add value to them. So ensuring that while you left the room, you are not leaving the impact behind. So communication, take care of that, but following up on that will definitely matters a lot. What is the key aspect of effective follow-up to maintain connections?
Is which one?
Yeah, see, looks like all are answered.
Delaying follow-up to appear busy, sending generic and impersonal messages, expressing continued interest and offering value, only follow up with close friends. Yes, C is the right answer. How can you demonstrate authenticity when connecting with others? Pretending to be someone you are not, sharing only professional achievement, being open, honest, and true to yourself, avoiding personal conversation at all cost.
C again. Okay, go for C.
Yes. C again. Being open, honest, and true to yourself, that's how you demonstrate authenticity while you are connecting with others. Thank you so much, everyone. If you have any questions, kindly post it. I'm sorry that I have overrun the time. But yes, the topic is so interesting and close to my heart that it tends. And before we end, I have one quiz for all of you. So if you have any question, please let me know. In the meantime, let me just share the quiz.
Right, everyone, if you have questions, you can unmute yourself and ask the question to Sana here. And in the meeting room as well, like if somebody wants to ask question to Sana, like that will be nice. So
You can scan this QR code. If you don't have any questions, scan this QR code and please join.
it's asking for an email, so just give us 1 second, so.
It happens when you go in incognito mode, then it asks for the email. Otherwise, if you scan the QR code and then you can instantly enter. Yes, waiting for the participants to join, please.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have joined. I don't know if others are able to join in.
No, it is not. So I can see you on the screen. I haven't started the quiz.
I'm not able to connect it.
Yeah.
No.
So whosoever will be the winner, Anjani ji will send a gift to them.
Definitely, why not? Yes, please. Yeah. Like they give another 30 seconds for others to join in. Like yeah.
Yeah.
For the QR code again.
So
Yes.
so where we go for the show the QR code.
She has to do it. She has
So,
to do it.
yeah.
Last time, it's not working for me.
For me, maybe. Once you do it, maybe share it to Google Form. It's faster.
So we are 8 at the moment. No, I'm not coming.
So you can go to this joinmyquiz.com and enter this code and you will be able to join. I am also copy pasting the link in the chat box for anyone to join by clicking on it. So I'm starting this.
What was the code is there? 632. What is this?
Okay. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Ganesh is sitting there.
So far, Ganesh is at the highest, Shreyan second,
I think
third, Joseph.
Everything is same,
Oh no. Oh no. Last one. Listen. No, connect. What is the most important thing to remember when you're
You're on second.
Amazon
good relationship? Yes.
I request all to participate.
I was logging in.
I like asked our permissions of my Gmail
Yeah, yeah,
account and on the
Yeah, no, I'm number 9 right now. Oops. Ganesh is like still leading. Yes.
Yeah. Swati, what happened? Went back to four.
Listening. No, let me take out. No, again, I'm the wrong.
Let me see if you can even get it.
12.
No,
This one
Joseph is
are people who can.
Joseph is there.
Oh, so I'm very bad in network.
I can see few people discussing and sharing the correct answers.
Oh,
1 more minute to go. Please try finishing it.
Yep. I'm on 16. Getting. Oh. Add is coming up now. Okay, so one more to go. Completed. Okay, so the leaderboard.
Joseph, you have been done.
Ganesh and Shreyansh are on like neck to neck kind of thing. Joseph is catching up.
France is catching up. Great.
Oh, we got
How do you go back? How do you go back? Isn't it done?
No, yeah, if you've answered all 20 questions, and then you did some wrong, so like,
Okay, you can go back.
so yeah, you can go back now. Yeah.
I didn't know. I thought it was done.
Done, yeah.
Yeah. Still the second. Yeah.
It's over for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we are still 20 questions you have to answer.
So we know the correct answer.
So all the answers, So, Ganesh, you exhausted your time, right?
I got out. I thought I'm
You got
done.
out after 20, yeah?
I left the thing.
So now it's time to close this.
Ganesh was
All right, so-
overconfident,
so-
anyhow, I'm
हाँ मैंने एग्जिट किया मेरे को लगा
Yeah.
हो गया।
Ganesh was like, anyhow, I'm 40,000 plus.
So here's the
Nice.
result.
Wow.
Nice, congratulations, Shreyansh.
Congratulations, Shreyans. I hope so. This actually shows who listened most during the session, most actively.
The questions were out of syllabus as well.
Hope you
The
all
questions were out
enjoyed
of-
this game.
In CA, we only focus on syllabus.
Indeed.
Although we have that.
Exactly, yeah.
You have to remember from that.
The
Yeah.
GMCs.
After that, GMCs also.
So hope all of you enjoyed today's session. Thank you so much. Thanks a
fantastic,
lot.
Sana.
No, Sana, thank you so much, for a wonderful, everybody can unmute and then they want to share something of their experience, quick 30 seconds, and anything they want to share for the audience.
I think it was a fantastic session. In my personal experience, active listening has been a game changer. And I'm a big, supporter of that statement you mentioned, listen to understand and not to reply. I think as a CA, we probably come with a bit of that, we are the smart lot, but when we change that approach of listening to understand and not to respond, because sometimes it briefs us that, okay, we know everything. Active listening is something which I very much subscribe to, and it was fantastic sessions, and I thank you the way you have put it in a sequence and in a nice perspective.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Hi, Sana. Thanks for the informative session.
Please introduce yourself. Who is sitting in the room? I can't see your name.
Sure. This is Sai. Thanks for the session. It was really helpful. You reminded me of my ex-boss who told initially, he told Sai, after some time, your salary is directly proportionate to your TRP. TRP is the number of people whom you know and whom you connect with. So now you should build your connections based on that. Your network would again change. So this session would definitely help in doing that, and I hope it's very useful for all the participants. And I thank Anjani for coordinating this and making this possible. Yeah.
But she also gave you idea of how to increase TRP, how news channel present one news in 10. Probably try that. Nation wants to know, and probably.
We'll after this session we'll have a debate on Ram Mandir.
Anyone else?
Anyone else, on screen and in here? Yeah, please come
anybody
closer.
on
Please
the
come
call,
closer.
yeah.
So, or yeah, this cannot go further out.
Hi, thank you so much for such an informative session, and it's been really nice to catch up with everyone here in person. And I think maybe, after being CS, we just try to forget to network with a lot of people, with our peers and all. But I think, just, you touched upon all the points, what we should, still recollect and remember and connect with people. It was really informative. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Anyone on the Zoom who is joining in here? One last few words before we call off.
Hi, Hanisha here. Thank you, Sana, for really this wonderful session. And at this point, I really require this session because I've just moved to Luxembourg and I'm looking for job opportunities. Since I was settled in my one job for a long period, networking has been which I'm really so this session really opened my mind, and really I would work on that. Thank you, Anjani, for arranging this. Really glad to have that these sessions really help, and all this, and during the session, whatever points are covered, really it was very helpful for my aspect of job hunting. Thank you.
Thanks, Anisha, for listening it carefully throughout and participating in the discussion. And I hope that all of you enjoyed the game towards the end.
Definitely.
And Anjani will be sharing a gift to Shreyansh.
It's coming, Shreyansh, coming. You have to come in person to collect. Shreyansh, you have to network, exactly, right? Like your gift will be waiting here. If you don't come, it goes to the other person then. No.
Fantastic.
Once again, thank you very much, guys, for joining in, and hope we can have you, Sana, next time in person in Luxembourg, so that we can network and then connect again. Thank you once again for joining in this session, and we really appreciate for being in here. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Glad to connect with all of you. Thanks. Stay in touch. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Have a nice weekend.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye. Good evening.
Bye. Thank you.